Alright, what do we have? We have some things in this pack. We have Confirmed Suspicions, which is great. Air Falconwrath and Pale Rider, both great for the Madness decks. Deadweight, which is just nice efficient removal, enables Delirium. Stitched Wings Scob, which is nice. Foil Harness the Storm. Inspiring Captain, it's alright. I think I might take the Air Falconwrath here. This card's a nice beating, and it's been a while since I played the Vampires deck, so maybe it gives us an opportunity to play the Vampires deck. The Pale Rider is extremely nice as well, but having a free discard outlet is really good for the Madness deck. Alright, so we could try and go into the Vampires deck, but that seems not great at this point, although there's not a whole lot else in this pack that we might really want. Tormenting Voice is good, Geist Blast is alright, although I'm not super happy when I end up playing this card. Harvest Hat is decent. Maybe I will just take the Mentor. Geist Blast in the Rise from the Tides deck is amazing, but most of the time it's just an overcosted removal spell. Other notables, Expose Evil is nice, but I'll just take a second black card here and see where we go from there. Alright, so we've got some nice removal. Necropod is great. Blood Mad Vampire is fine. You know what, I might take this card instead of going black-white. Just go all in on this vampire theme. It's been a while since I've just forced an archetype. And vampires is a fun one to force. I'd love to see this Necropod wheel. It's unlikely. I mean, there's Purge, Topplgeist, Pyrehound may go, Apothecary Geist probably go. Someone will just nab the rare card, I'm sure. I'd love to see either the Necropod or the Macabre Waltz table. It seems unlikely, but possible. So here I may take either Alms or Rush. Kind of like the Rush here. The Revenant's fine, but in an aggressive deck it's just not really where I want to be, I don't think. It's the same situation we have the other night where there's a Howlpack Resurgence and a Moon Knight Hunt in the same pack. Could take the Reduced Ashes, but I think that we just wanna jam some dudes and attack all day long. Here, I could take a Sanctuary and maybe splash some white, but I really don't want to be doing that. Biting Rain in this kind of deck is just bad, so I think I'll just take the Rancid Rats. It's fine as a pseudo removal spell, and the Skulk is not irrelevant. Sometimes it can just get in for a few points of damage if it needs to. Press for Answers, obviously great. Moorland Drifter is a fine card, but I think we just want the rats. Alright, we can pick up another Blood Mad Vampire, which is not terrible. Dual Shot's really good against us, but I think that this is fine. Pyrehound, seeing a second one come around is nice. Oh, another free discard outlet. That's sweet. So I think I'll take the Neonate, pass up on the Arsonists. I love this card. This card's great. Just a little wall that sneaks up on people and eventually mills them out. But obviously not where this deck is headed. So here, I may just take the Hound. Seems fine. I could also take a Vessel. You know, if I do get some Delirium cards, then that might be good. But the Hound as a 5/3 is alright. Certainly better than the 5/2 Hulking Devil. But if it can get Menace, then it's just so much better. Alright, we'll take the Runaway Carriage. You know, there's a good chance that we pick up a Uncaged Fury at some point, and the Runaway Carriage is just really good with the Uncaged Fury. This also helps feed Delirium for the Hound. And I'll take the Senseless Rage. Got not too many discard outlets, but got a few. Ooh, perfect. Macabre Waltz Wield. Surprisingly, no one took the rare card. And we'll take an Alms. Playing that card. This could turn on Delirium. I don't think we're gonna end up playing it, but you never know. A cheap piece of equipment that's also cheap to equip is never a bad thing. I would like to get some Stensia Masquerades. Make these guys actually decent. Alright. So we've got a lot of things in this pack, but a lot of stuff that's just not for us. So I think I may just take the fixing. You know, dual shot is fine, but just making our mana better is never a bad thing. You know, Throttle again is just a very expensive kill spell when we could just trade one of our, you know, stupid little 3-drops for a creature that Throttle also kills. Ooh, Scourge Wolf is nice. The question is it better than just another Stromkirk Mentor? And I think that 2-drops are just good enough that it probably is. You know, there's a good chance that one of these things, either the Accomplice, the Mentor, or the Voice Wheels. So I'll take this and be pretty happy about it. Alright. So, Diagraph Colossus, we have 1 zombie currently. Oh wait, no, we've got 2. Is this a zombie? Yeah, 2 zombies. A lot of green going around, which is surprising. I mean, this pack looks like it was just stacked with green cards. But, strange that, you know, unless there was something really ridiculous. I mean, people either took a foil. Someone took the. Oh no, the flip card's still here. So, just must have been some sweet commons in this pack, because no one's touching the uncommons and no one's touching the flip card or the rare. Take the Colossus and maybe we can pick up a couple more zombies. Alright. I do like Grotesque Mutation. I mean, this is a pretty clear signal that we should have been in green, but we didn't really see a whole lot of really good green pack 1. So someone to our, I guess to our right is probably in green and was cutting it off. Or maybe several someone's. Wicker Witch would also be a fine pickup, but I like some of these cheap pump spells. Alright. I think that I want to take the Uncaged Fury over the Blood Mad Vampire. Oh, actually, Duelist is great. I think there's a greater likelihood of me picking up a Uncaged Fury later than there is a Duelist. Seeing all these Hinterland Loggers go around makes me sad. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. And then I'll take the Twins. And we'll take another Rancid Rats. It's another zombie for our Colossus, and again another creature that blocks well. Perfect, another zombie. There's also a Sanguinary Mage, but having some flyers is never a bad thing. And it potentially could help enable delirium for our pup here. Alright, we'll take a dual shot for the sideboard. Kind of surprised that Confront and Daring Sleuth are still here. Ooh, got our mentor back, so we'll take that. And I'll take a second Rush of Adrenaline. I feel like this card's going to be good in our deck. Just jam through a bunch of damage with the vampires. Take a Distortion for the sideboard. Sometimes I actually end up bringing one of these in, especially if someone opens like a Skin Invasion wheel. Alright. Especially if someone opens like a Westvale Abbey or something. It's just like gets them. Alright, well, Breakneck Rider is great and really good in this deck when I can give some of my 4 X's trample and +1/+1. Wouldn't be unhappy to see the Crow come back around, or Malevolent Whispers, or an Uncaged Fury, for that matter. Jeez. The werewolf deck is just going to be insane. God. So here I could take another Alms, but I'm not super thrilled with that. Take a third Rush of Adrenaline. I could just hate this card, or Rabid Bite. This thing's really annoying. I think I'll just take the Rabid Bite. Nothing here that I hate to hate draft. Just seems like such bad value, but honestly I don't think I'm going to actually jam anything from this pack into my deck. So here I'll be happy to take a Dead Weight. Card is great. Slayer's Plate is also fine, but I don't want to spend my turns equipping creatures and getting 1/1s. I want to be playing some relevant spells. Flameblade Angel, Heir of Falconwrath. God, what are people drafting? I don't understand what's happening here. I think here I might take the Flameblade Angel. This is just a nice way to close out the game when your opponent can't afford to block and can't afford to not block. Makes it nice. Would love to see that Heir come back, but I'm not going to hold my breath there. I might take a Tormenting Voice here. Would be nice with some of our Delirium cards. I'll take a Magmatic Chasm for the sideboard. Shiny Prized Amalgam, Traverse the Ovenwald, Ghoul Color's Accomplice, all fine. If this thing were a zombie, I would probably jam it in here just to make my Colossus better, but alright, well, we could take a Necropod as a solid sideboard card, or it might just make the main deck, but I don't know that this deck really needs or wants this thing. I'll take another Duelist, sure. And the Crow came back around, so we'll jam that in there. Probably not going to end up playing the Runaway Carriage. The Twins. Skin Invasion is just sort of meh. Oh wow. We'll take a Reduced Ashes for the sideboard, sure. And I'll just steal this piggy. So I might actually take out this Grotesque Mutation. I like the rushes. see, how many discard outlets do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 discard outlets. 1, 2, 3. I might take out this alt. Last pick, no respect for poor of the pages. Jeez. I'm infinitely curious as to what my opponents are taking, because it makes me a little bit scared for what might be coming my way, but also makes me think that maybe my opponents just don't understand what they're doing. Which, you know, I'm not claiming that I have any idea what I'm doing either, but let's see, what's our spells creatures look like here? Got a ton of creatures. Maybe I do want to play a grotesque mutation over one of these dorks. How many vampires do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vampires. These mentors are probably not the best thing around. Might actually play the Skin Invasion over one of the mentors. It comes down early and it lets me trade with some guys with my rats. Upgrade my rat to a 3/4. I think that might be okay, but and then I could play 16 lands. My curve is just ridiculous. I mean, the Tormenting Voice is nice to draw some cards. Insolent Neonate lets me get out of a tight spot if I need to. And really, if I hit 3 lands, I'm doing decently well. I mean, obviously it would be great to play more than one spell a turn, but I think I might try this with 16 lands and see how it goes. 9, 7. I'm just doing, well, we've got double red. Don't have any double black, so yeah, that's probably fine. I do want to be hitting my black on turn 2. Hitting double red would be nice on turn 2, but I don't think I'm ever turning Delirium on for this thing. I do have a couple of enchantments. We've got, there's another enchantment. Let's see, 2 sorceries, 1, 2, 3 instants, and 3 enchantments. And I've got crows to maybe hit some lands. So I mean, there's a possibility that I turn on Delirium, but I don't think it's extremely likely. This card actually would probably be better as an heir in this deck, but say la vie. So I think we'll go with this. You know, I've got some solid things that I can sideboard into if I need to. This thing attacks and blocks well. This thing blocks well. You know, I rarely actually see this thing attacking in most cases, unless you've got just the Nuts Madness deck, which this is not Nuts Madness deck. You know, reduced to ashes if they've got some problematic things that I can't get rid of. Magmatic Chasm, if it ends up being a grindy game, is great, but you know, ideally I can just punch through a bunch of damage with these rushes. You know, maybe go over the top a little bit with some of my flyers. or just, you know, slam one of these guys and bash them in the face for a bunch. So I think this is fine. I'm just wondering if maybe it isn't right to play 17 lands. You know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do 16 and probably be sad about it. Let's take a little screenshot here. How many zombies do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I've got 5 zombies. Which, if even I can generate, you know, 1 or 2 2/2s from this thing, that's great. But even if this thing comes in as a 3/3 or a 4/4 because some zombies have already died, that is great too.